Hi everyone, welcome to Friday's live show. So this live is available on our TikTok channel, our Facebook, as well as on our YouTube channel. So no matter what platform you're watching us, you can ask your questions by posting in the comment box. I'll try my best to answer everyone's question. So I'm just on TikTok, I'm looking for some more viewers. So just give me some time. So start posting your question. I'm going to take all the questions one by one from beginning. But I'm looking for more viewers on my other platforms. So help me in sharing this live as well. For those who are new to my live shows, I would love to introduce myself to all of you. My name is Mahinder Singh and I'm a registered migration agent. I'm based in Adelaide, South Australia. We conduct these live shows very frequently, 2 or 3 times in a week. So if you guys are watching my live show for the first time, and if you haven't hit that follow button, please do it now. Okay, so let's get started with answering your questions. If you guys are watching me live on TikTok, please help me in sharing this live on your TikTok and start asking questions. So I will start answering questions that are available on in the comments in YouTube. I've got a question coming from so Yogesh say hi, hello everyone. Mohammed Jiaz ul Haq, hi agriculture consultant with 95 points for 491. What are the chances in this year and what state mostly invites agriculture consultants? So Mohammed, you have a very legitimate question. So for agriculture consultants, last financial year we had Victoria as well as New South Wales prioritizing agriculture consultants. And New South Wales has not announced this year's criteria yet. So we will wait for New South Wales to announce their criteria and we would have a better idea. When we talk about, let me check how many EOIs are there. That gives you a bit of idea, even though that information is not 100% correct, but it gives you a bit of idea where you currently stand. Agriculture consultant, I'll share with you my screen in a minute. So just give me 1 minute. Okay, guys, those who are watching me live on TikTok, please bring all the questions on YouTube today. I'm answering all the questions on YouTube. Our YouTube channel name is Australian Visa Matters. Okay, if there are no more questions on YouTube, I'll come back to you on TikTok. But please keep asking questions. Okay, so if you guys are able to hear me properly, please hit that thumbs up button so I know that you are able to hear me properly, because sometimes we have audio issues. If you guys are able to hear me properly, please give me that thumbs up. Okay, so here we go. Mohammed, I'm answering your question here. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just sharing the screen. There we go. So agriculture consultant at 95 points. If you are on 95 points, and if you look at like 491 at 95 points. So if you are agriculture consultant, and if for 491, if you are at 95 points, you are in top tier, like top 100 people. So I believe you have pretty good chances of being invited either one or the other state. So focus on New South Wales as well as Victoria, and I can also have a look what South Australia says. You can do, if you're based offshore, I'm not sure whether you are onshore or offshore. If you're based offshore, you can also apply for South Australia too. Let me have a look what they are saying. So agriculture consultant is 23411. So in South Australia, can agriculture consultants apply? Yes, if you are South Australian graduate or if you're working in South Australia, you can also apply from offshore. So top ranking EOIs from offshore are also eligible. So you can see, you can also apply from offshore if you are in South Australia as an agriculture consultant. Your points are very, very good. So your points seem to be very, very good. You are sitting in top 100 people here for 491 visa, if you can see from here. I hope that helps. Okay. Okay, guys, if you are able to see my screen properly, just give me a thumbs up. Even if you are watching me on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching me, give me a thumbs up if you guys are able to see my screen. All right, so I'm going to take few questions from my TikTok family. So many questions are coming from TikTok. Guys, I'm answering all the questions today on YouTube. If you really want your questions to be answered, please bring your questions to YouTube at Australian Visa Matters. This is our channel. So most of you are aware of our YouTube channel. Please bring all the questions there. Raj Malhotra has another question. Raj is asking, marketing specialist at 90 points for 190 and 100 points for 491. Do you think I stand any chance as an offshore, 3 years of offshore experience, points claimed in EOI? Marketing specialist, you're sitting at very, very high points, right? I would recommend you check every state and apply everywhere. People are getting invited from offshore as well, but they're only getting invited in limited occupations, in priority occupations. I believe marketing specialist doesn't fall in that category. However, your points are very, very high, so don't lose hope. I wish you all the best. Okay, so I'm juggling it to 2 different platforms, guys. So if you guys want to ask questions, I'm answering all the questions on YouTube today. So please head to my YouTube channel at Australian Visa Matters, and I would be answering all the questions there today. Okay, so just give me 1 sec, because I just need to remove this. All right, so I hope you guys are able to see me properly now. Here we go. So next question is coming from, so many questions are coming. I'm going to try my best. So Raj, I have answered your question. Last year, only people who claimed 5 or more work experience point got invited. Last year was different. Every year, states and federal strategy is different when it comes down to invites. But you have very, very high points. Do not lose hope. Okay. Anil Kumar is asking, how is the job market in Australia for commerce postgraduates from India trying to get an employer in any commerce-related sales job, but literally zero response from last 10 months? Anil, it is not going to be easy for you to find employer in Australia while you are in India or other countries. It is not easy. Things work differently in Australia. So unless you have personal contacts in Australia, explore LinkedIn, okay? Explore Australian Department of Home Affairs website and explore the companies that have labor agreement or that have a sponsorship available already. But you would find it really, really difficult unless you have some personal contacts in Australia to help you find your job, especially in commerce-related field. It is not that easy. And if someone is selling that idea from offshore that you have a employer sponsored visa available for you in Australia, it must be a catch. So don't get into that. Explore other options. Try to get skills assessment and apply for general skilled migration. You can increase your English points. You can maximize your points, and one or the other state may invite you. You never know. Okay, so Virk Malkeet is asking, RN at 75 points, including state and partner, 10 points, working in aged care, Victoria, chances for 190. So, Virk, I would recommend you don't get disheartened from current Victoria's round. Yes, they did invite a few nurses, but at very high points. Yeah, you would be able to get invite either for 189 or 190. Just wait for maybe a couple more months, because there is going to be one round for 189 too. And if there is any room for you to improve your points, always keep working on it and update your UI if your point change. Guys, my TikTok family, I love you guys, but I'm answering all the questions on YouTube today. So please head to my YouTube channel, Australian Visa Matters, and bring all the questions there. And if you guys are watching my live for the first time, I would love to introduce to myself to all of you. My name is Mahinder and I'm a registered migration agent. I'm based in Adelaide, South Australia. We serve clients throughout Australia and even overseas. If you have any migration related matter, you can reach out to us. Our WhatsApp number and contact details are given on our social media profiles. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you can post in the comment box. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can on this live show. Okay. So we have Jashan Kalsi. Jashan is asking, sir, what about 190 visa from Tasmania for trade workers with 65 points? So Jashan, Tasmania has their priority attributes. If you go to Tasmania, Migration Tasmania's website, you can also do a little bit of search there and see where you stand. If you have any of those either green or gold or orange plus priority attributes, you can expect subclass 190 from them from Tasmania if you meet the criteria. Okay, so if you want to know in detail, please book appointment, and you can do so by visiting our website at www.ems.com.au. Okay, so if anyone is looking to book appointment with me, I can show you on my website how you can book consultation with me. So you can book a consultation with me by visiting our website. I'm showing that website on the screen. So go to my website, hit that get consultation button. We charge $99 for first consultation, and you'll be able to talk to me during that consultation and get your profile assessed. Okay, so San is asking San is asking, what is the chance for RN Victoria 11965 for 189 in the same field as in skilled partner 7.5 IELTS? So again, San, similar situation, again, 65, 70, 75, lots of RNs are sitting on those points. I want to show you here on the screen, if you look at registered nurses. Say, if I look at the most common occupation in registered nurses, registered nurse NEC, we can see we have roughly more than 3,789 nurses. And you can see when you are on 75 or higher points, the competition becomes relatively lower. Okay. So, especially if you're looking for 189, I would recommend anyone with the higher points, say 75 or 80 or 85, you would have good chances for 189. If not, then you're also looking at like in Victoria, 1,366 registered nurses, but this column doesn't give any breakage of number of points and how many people are sitting on those number of points, but it's just a general indication that in Victoria we have roughly 1,366 nurses, but we don't know how many of them are sitting on those points. So Victoria would also invite some nurses. There would be some invites for 189 as well. I believe one or the other side, you guys are gonna fit whether in for 189 or 491, or sorry, not 491 but 190. If your visa is valid for another 6 or 12 months, 6 to 8 or 12 months, then just relax and just wait. If you are located within Victoria, but you think that your points are absolute minimum, you do not stand a chance to be invited within Victoria because of low points, you can also move to regional Victoria with a job in hand. Okay, so if you apply for jobs in regional Victoria with job in hand, you can also unlock your 491 as well in addition to 190, because you stand out from the crowd. Okay, so these are some of the strategies that you can use to increase your chances of being accepted. Remember, guys, any visa is better than student visa or any other temporary visa, even employer sponsored visa. So it is good if you guys are able to even get 491. That's fine as well, as long as you have some kind of skilled visa. Ramandeep is saying enroll nurse with 75 points for 190, which state? Currently in Victoria. So enroll nurse, if you are Raman within Victoria, I would recommend you to find a job in regional Victoria and move to regional Victoria, so you can also unlock your 491 in addition to 190. You also need to be mindful that enrolled nurses are not being considered a lot by Victoria. They didn't do much with enrolled nurses in last financial year, and this financial year as well seems to be dry for enrolled nurses too. So I would recommend, if you move to regional Victoria, you might increase your chances of being invited for, if not 190, then at least for 491. Okay, one question at one time, guys. No, don't post the same question again and again. That doesn't make me answer your question if you post the same question again and again. Sarita Devi is asking, hi sir, what are the chances of Baker in SA graduate stream with 65 points? I think, Sarita, let me have a quick look at Baker in South Australia, what they are saying. Let's have a look at the Baker. In South Australia, Bakers can get 190, 491 as well if you're South Australian graduate. And I believe there would not be a lot of people sitting with that skills assessment. Also, let me have a look how many people are there for 190 in South Australia. So if you go as a baker in South Australia, you can see in South Australia, we only have 28 people. So just 28 expression of interest for 190 as a baker in South Australia, you have pretty good chances of being invited. And we have 36 in 491. So I think if you are a baker and if you're in South Australia, there are high chances of you getting invited in next few months. Sir, can I apply for both subclass 491 and subclass 190? Guys, this is what you need to understand. So let's understand, this is a very common confusion amongst visa seekers, especially under general skill migration. So first we do expression of interest. We also call it skill select. So skill select expression of interest can be done for 491, 190 and 189 within just one expression of interest, no problems whatsoever. Okay, so now expression of interest for common for 189, 190, 491. But after that, second step is a application for state nomination. So state nomination application depends upon state to state. Some states have a ROI system. For example, Victoria has ROI system. So you do registration of interest first, and then they give you invite, which is known as pre-invite. You put the state nomination application, then you can lodge the state nomination application, and when your application is approved, they give you invite to lodge the visa application. So ROI system allows in Victoria only allows to select 491 or 190. Similarly, South Australia also has ROI system. It only allows you to do 190 and 491. So separate either 491 or 190. Similarly, we have a Canberra matrix. Similarly, we also have a ROI system in Tasmania and Queensland, New South Wales, Western Australia, and Western Australia. These three states do not have ROI system. They just select people from their expression of interest on skill select. And to some extent, Northern Territory as well. In Northern Territory, you can make application if you meet the criteria right away. So this is the different system with different states. It would be highly recommended that you consult a registered migration agent for all these things. Remember, guys, on social media, you will only be able to find a little bit of information, only 5% of the information, because there's a lot more than what you think in a visa is involved in the visa application process. So please make sure you take professional help. Jitin, Anitha, Ravindran in Victoria. Jitin, what was your question? Sir, can I apply for both subclass 190? I think I was answering your question. I hope you have got answer for your question. So Kinley Yankee, I want to change my course. So do I have to wait for 6 months or I can change my university to college? Is there any risk? Kinley, you have to wait for 6 months. You won't be, no one will be able to change your course before 6 months. Anyone who is looking to change course, if you guys are looking to get your course changed, please simply head to my web. So simply send us a message on WhatsApp +61 452 169 200, and we can assist you right away. Ramandeep, enroll nurse. I think, Raman, I have addressed your question. Devinder Singh. So just give me 1 sec. Guys, if you are watching me live on TikTok, I'm taking all the questions on YouTube today. Australian Visa Matters is our channel. You can check the same logo. That's our channel. I'm live on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Our Facebook is Endeavour Education and Migration Services. Slightly different names, but eventually we'll make it one. We'll change all those names to just one name. I've been too busy. So please bring all the questions to YouTube today. Okay. Devinder. So what was Devinder's question? Devinder is asking, chef 2 year living in Canberra, 3 years, pay less than 73K. What options should I go, please? So Devinder, look, Canberra matrix they apna score check karo. Okay. If you have 115 or 120 in Canberra matrix, then you have relatively higher chances of being accepted for 491 or 190. And I think if you are a chef and if your visa is running out soon, then think about 491 because it could materialize quicker. So if you need to discuss more, I would be happy to help. Please book appointment with me. Shraddha is asking, hey there, is there any possibility to get a sponsorship in security industry from a company? Shraddha, if you want to get employer sponsored visa under standard streams, 482 or 494 or 186 under standard streams, you are required to have your occupation in one of those skill occupation lists. So that could be a medium term list, it could be short term list, or it could be a regional occupation list. But if your occupation does not exist there, but your employer wants to sponsor you, they may have to work on labor agreement, company specific labor agreement. Company specific labor agreement allows people to sponsor workers who do not have one of who do not have occupation in one of those lists. Okay, so if you are under company specific labor agreements, you can also do skill level 4 occupations, but it is not that easy to do it. Okay, so your employer has to have a really good interest in doing so, and it is a costly process as well. Okay, so if you are looking for employer sponsored visa in skill level 4 jobs, unless that area is already under DAMA, it is relatively easier, but getting a company specific labor agreement is not an easy job. Okay, and it is expensive process too. It takes a lot of time and effort. Devinder, I think I've answered your question already. Sham Rider backlog for 2339, backlog for 233914. I can have a quick look. 233914. Engineering technologies, again, a very common occupation. There would be thousands of people with that skill assessment. You have over 5,794 for 189. And you can also have a look at state-wise here. There are so many people, engineering technologies. It is such a common occupation. Himanshu is asking, do you have any expert advice on when will the next 189 round happen? So Himanshu, there's no like expert advice. It's not a rocket science. If you look at 189 rounds, so I'm gonna show you Department of Home Affairs website. So if you look at previous rounds, last year we had 2 rounds. There was a round in the month of December. Okay, so you can see that round was in June. So there was a round in the month of June, and they have given all that data here. And then if you look at previous rounds, I think we will be able to see that information here. So where were when were these previous rounds conducted? You can see here. Guys, everyone, if you're watching me live on TikTok, Please head to our YouTube channel, Australian Visa Matters. You can bring all the questions on our YouTube channel. I'm taking all the questions on YouTube channel today. I will only answer the questions on TikTok if I don't have many questions to answer on YouTube. All right, here we go. So previous rounds, you can see we had a round in December 2023, and then we had in May 2023, and then we had in December and October and even August. That was in 2022. But if you look at past year trends, we had generally we have round in December and in May or June. So that is the data. It is not rocket science. So if I go on those trends, we expect around in the month of towards the end of November or first or second week of December, just before Christmas. Okay. All right. So I've got a question from Nayab Sadiq. Please tell me about physiotherapists with 70 plus 5 points in Victoria. Is this round the invited physio with same points but with experience, which I can't claim right now? So it is possible to get an invite in the next. Yeah, of course. If they have invited all the physiotherapists with the experience, and if you are the next one, you can get invited even without experience too. But what can you do to increase your chances? If you are able to find a job in regional Victoria, that would be highly recommended because you will stand out and you will also unlock your 4912 in addition to 190. I hope that helps. Next question is coming from Man Dillon. What about 70 points for chef in 491 essay outer? I think 70 points for chef in 491 outer looks okay to me. You may have to wait. They have started inviting people, and they are, even though they haven't, South Australia has not mentioned that they are going to prioritize people whose visa is running out. But we have seen that there were certain people whose visa were expiring in the month of September and even August. They have invited them. So if you are at 70 points and if you're working in outer regional as a chef, you may have to wait for maybe a couple more months, but eventually there are chances you get invited. You should go for an outer regional stream in that case if you qualify under that. ICT business analyst at 75 points in ACT, any chance, or can I apply to another state? So Maria, there's nothing much that you can do, unfortunately. ICT business analyst at 75 points, these are like very, very limited points. If you are currently working in your occupation, explore employer-sponsored visa options as well. Okay, you can only do expression of interest for Western Australia while you're sitting in ACT, but no other states allow interstate expression of interest. Okay. Ramesh Casey is asking. Ramesh is asking, hello sir, how many RM NEC UIs are in New South Wales 190 in points equal or greater to 75? That's a good question. I can definitely have a look. So I won't be able to give you idea about New South Wales, how many people are sitting in New South Wales and how many points. It is difficult. It is not easy for me to pick that because this system does not allow us the data to get information on that. But I can definitely say that in New South Wales, we have over 2,000 people sitting for 190. And you can see there are lots of people sitting on 75 or higher points. You can say roughly 2,500, but many of them would be offshore as well. So if I consider like 3/4 of them are offshore, and if there are like a total like 2,500 total people in this category, the highlighted place here, if you see here, if I consider that all these people that I have highlighted, if they are all 3/4 of them are offshore, just 1/4 is in Australia, that number would still be close to 500. And if that is the case, 500 is a big number. New South Wales may not invite 500 registered nurses. So increasing your points and getting into that higher tier here would be the key here. Okay. So if you already have 7 each, go for 8 each. If your expression of interest has changed, if you are able to claim 5 more points for your work experience, just update that as well. So there would be higher chances if that happens. Himanshu Chuklani, life scientist, NEC, 95 points in Victoria. Any chances? Himanshu, look, your points look to be pretty good. Are you currently working in your own occupation? That is important. Age is also important. So these are some of those points. They were recently mentioned when we had a seminar with Live in Victoria. So they mentioned they're paying a lot of attention to age, okay, and then superior English, and then number of years experience in your occupation. And then we have other criteria: your wage, how much salary you are claiming, and then there are 3-4 other tiny factors. So these are 4 prime factors that they are considering for invites. Age is big factor as well, in addition to your employment and superior English. Remember, guys, when they do first round, they pick everyone on the top tier, and then when they do the second round, obviously that benchmark would be low down a little bit. So I hope next round would be slightly better and would be on slightly lower points as compared to this round in Victoria. All right, guys, keep going with the questions, guys. For my TikTok family, I love you all. If you guys are watching me on TikTok, and if you're not seeing me answering any questions on TikTok, the reason being I'm answering everyone's questions on YouTube. Our YouTube channel name is Australian Visa Matters. So please head to my YouTube and bring all the questions there. So it is easier for us to share the screen, and it is easier for us to answer those questions there. Kuram Nasir, I applied for visitor visa sponsored stream. How long it will take for grant? Applied last week. So visitor visa processing times are roughly, I can have a quick look. Processing times. It is a this tiny tool at Department of Home Affairs website. You can easily check how much time it can take. So if you put here visitor visa, say 600, and if you put family stream, and if anyone lodges the application today, you can expect your decision on your application to come between 27 to 30 days or 35 days, because that's the time 90% of the applications would be decided. You can see that on the screen here. So hopefully, if you have lodged a week ago, expect it in another 3 to 4 weeks. Isaac Kipsha is asking, hello, I'm inquiring if students studying criminology or social work are eligible for PR. Absolutely, Isaac. Social work, if you are studying social work in Australia, whether it is a Bachelor of Social Work or Masters of Social Work, if you are doing accredited degree, it will allow you to get skills assessment just by doing the degree, as well as having English, meeting the English requirements, which generally are 7 each in IELTS academic, or it's only 7 each in IELTS academic. You can also prove that in 2 sittings, not done more than 6 months apart. So it is a really good course. Masters of Social Work would be a good course as a PR pathway in Australia. Diliram Dungyal is saying Western Australia motel manager 75 194 91. Any chance? What's the EY backlog? Look, restaurant manager, again, that occupation is in huge numbers. So let's have a look. Restaurant managers for Western Australia. In Western Australia, we have 663 restaurant managers. We really cannot figure out how many of them are on what points, and that too in Western Australia. So this table here only gives us information on total EOIs for 190 in Western Australia. It doesn't give us breakdown of points, how many people on what points in Western Australia. So it doesn't give us further data breakdown within Western Australia. But as a thumb, as an indication, there are 663 people, and I believe restaurant managers would not be invited in big numbers. They may invite 50, 60, or 70, or maximum 100 restaurant managers. So unless you're sitting on top tier, there are very limited chances. But I would recommend you explore employer-sponsored visas as well. If you are currently employed in a restaurant, and if your employer is happy to sponsor you, Western Australia has pathways to employer-sponsored visa under DAMA. if you're not eligible under general stream, or if you don't get invited under GSM stream, explore those employer sponsored visas. Guys, there are always options. There are options available, but you are required to speak to a registered migration agent. Okay, so if the option is not available now, it may happen 6 months down the track, but you still need to prepare in advance. At Endeavor Education and Migration Services, we believe in honest, ethical, and transparent practice. If you guys want to discuss your profile with me, you can simply head to my website and book appointment from there. You can simply go to my website here, and you can click that get consultation button. We charge $99 for first consultation, and if you sign up with us for any of the visa services in future, you would that $99 that you pay in the consultation will become part of the final course, so you don't lose anything. Okay, can you please check the backlog for physiotherapists and give your valuable insights? Absolutely, I can have a quick look about physiotherapists. It's a health related occupation, physiotherapist, so obviously you'll get invited someday. So look, there are not too many physiotherapists. For 189, we only have 537, and in Victoria we have 192. But that 192 is a big number. Most of the people in professional occupations, you can see here. So total 537, okay, for 189, and in Victoria we have 192 people. The problem with professional occupations is most of the people with professional occupations, they have very, very high points, because most of them are smart enough to get 79 plus in English. So that's why professional occupations, especially health related, generally are very, very, they go on high points. So if there is any room for you to improve your points, please go for it. Be it NATI, be it PT 79 plus, work on all those factors. Victoria only, we have already checked. I have answered your question. Nagesh Gurdwar. So accountant in outer regional SA, working in same field for 8 months. So Nagesh, if you are accountant, if you're working in accounting firm in outer regional, let 1 more month go by and you would have 9 months of work experience. If you have 30 hours per week minimum, you can apply under outer regional stream, okay, for which you're required to have 9 months of work experience in your nominated occupation, and you can apply in that stream. I hope things will work out for you. If you need assistance or if you want to discuss in detail, you can book appointment with me. You can find our details on our website, okay, or on our social media channels. Hi sir, I'm currently working in aged care as a casual basis and I usually do more than 38 hours in a week. Is it possible to get sponsorship? If yes, what is the way to sponsor? Niranjan Sigdel, Niranjan, aged care, if you are working as an aged care worker, you can get a employer sponsored visa if your aged care is able to sponsor you. So some aged care providers already have a labor agreement, okay. If they already have a labor agreement, you can speak to your employer if they're happy to provide you sponsorship. Some don't. So if they don't have one, they can apply for a labor agreement as well. So aged care labor agreement. If you are located in Dama regions, depending upon where you are located, if you are in one of those Dama regions, and if aged care occupation is available under Dama, then you can also go for a employer sponsored visa under Dama too, instead of going for aged care labor agreement, okay. Pavani Hapugoda, my visa is expiring on November. Work as a chef in outer regional SA. 49175. Should I go for other visa options? Look, Pavani, look, it all depends upon your chances. I'm not sure you are working on your expression of interest or state nomination application yourself, or you have someone else doing it for you. I would be happy to assist. I can only assist if I'm helping you in the process. So if you already have a migration agent, please ask them for the best possible options. But if your visa is running out in November, you should also prepare for alternative pathways if you don't get invited by the state. So anyone's visa, if your visa is expiring in November, if your employer is happy to sponsor you, you are required to make those arrangements now. So you have enough time to make everything ready if you don't get invited, so you can go for employer sponsored visa. Okay, so Pavani, if you want to discuss your options, please book appointment with me. My my website details are available on our social media profiles, so you can simply head to my website and book a time to see me from there. Okay, so if you are located in Adelaide, you can walk into our office. You can also get on the spot consultation. But if you are not located in Adelaide, we are going to do Zoom consultation. I prefer Zoom video call, so you can see me, I can see you, we can share screens, and I can answer all your questions efficiently. You were talking of model manager. Again, model manager, again, big numbers. I would say the model managers are also in big numbers. Chef in SA with 70 points, 2.5 years of experience, visa expiring in vblog, visa expiring in December. You still have chances of being invited from South Australia. You are almost about to finish 2.5 years of experience. Explore employer sponsored visa options as well if you as an alternative pathway, and you make those preparations now. Cafe manager at 75 points, out of region, let's say 190, working for 23 months. What's the probability? Thank you. Look, for 190, let's have a look if cafe managers can get 190 in South Australia or not. Cafe or restaurant manager, yes, you can also get 190 as well as 491. So for South Australian graduates, you can go for 190 and 491. It is available now. Cafe and restaurant managers, let me have a quick look. How many people are there in South Australia? Just give me 1 second. I'm just having a bit of issue. So it's not supervisor, it is a cafe and restaurant manager. Let's have a look. There we go. So in South Australia, we have 212 cafe and restaurant managers. Lots of people have applied from offshore as well, I believe. So if you have 212, I think at 80 points, you would sit somewhere in the middle tier. So that means you would have like 70, 80 people above you. If they invite a cafe and restaurant manager, I don't think they'll invite more than 20 or 30. Okay. So weigh your options. Weigh your option. Okay, MK's Kitchen. MK's Kitchen is asking ECT 491, 85 points. For 190, 75 points. Which state is better to move currently in regional Queensland? For ECTs, I would recommend you guys to move to Victoria. Even though Victoria has a lot of people already sitting there, but if you move from Queensland to Victoria with a job, so you apply for jobs in regional Victoria and you land yourself in a job and then you make a move. So the moment you make a move to regional Victoria, from that day onward, you would be eligible to do ROI for 491 as well as 190 in Victoria. So that would be my recommendation, given that Victoria has done some changes with their education system. They want their children to start learning while they are in the childcare at year 4, and that is the reason why Victoria has more openings for early childhood teachers. Okay, because you need teachers there, not just educators. So I would recommend you to apply in regional Victoria. Raj Malhotra, sir, is it worth to take 491 visa from offshore? Absolutely. From offshore, everything is good. Okay. So remember, beggars are not choosers. From offshore, this time is not really good. Depends upon the occupation. If you have a occupation which is in high demand, For example, civil engineer. So if you are a civil engineer, if you know any civil engineer, or just give me 1 minute, guys. Are you guys able to hear me properly? So I'm talking to my TikTok family. Are you guys able to hear me properly? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are able to hear me properly. Sonam Dorji, are you able to hear me properly? Can't hear? I think there is some issue with the audio. Okay. Are you guys able to hear me now? Just give me 1 sec. The reason could be that this little thing has no power. So the system that I'm using, so I may have to connect it to the power plug. Just give me 1 sec, okay? Can you guys hear me now? Are you guys able to hear me now? Please give me a thumbs up if you guys are able to hear me. Good. Yes, clear. That's good. All right. I'm still trying to figure out if this system is getting charged or not. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm just trying to fix my audio issues on TikTok. All right. So we will continue answering the questions. Thank you very much confirming that if you guys are able to hear me. All right. So I'm taking all the questions on YouTube today. I'm only taking questions on YouTube. So please head to my YouTube channel and ask every question there. So our YouTube channel name is Australian Visa Matters. Australian Visa Matters. So Ramandeep Kaur. So IT 491, 90 points, and 90, 85 points for civil construction. 491, 85 points for 190, 80 points. Living in Perth and chances. So Raman, if you're not working in your nominated occupation, whether it is civil construction or IT, your chances are very limited. You have to understand that sooner or later. So having job in your own occupation is going to be the defining factor in most cases. Just having high points are not good enough. States would love to see you working in your occupation. All right, I know your mic got disconnected again. So just give me 1 sec. I might have to change my wire. Just give me a minute, okay? I may have to do this, replace the wire. Just hold on. Just hold on, guys. I'm trying to fix the audio, and I'll be with you in a minute, okay? Trying to fix the audio if I can. Otherwise, I may have to stop. I may have to stop TikTok. Let me try again. Are you guys able to hear me now? Are you guys able to hear me now on TikTok? So give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear me. That's good. Thank you. All right. So Okay, so Anjali Kapoor is asking for my son. He completed masters in electrical engineering in 2024 from Adelaide. What scope he has for PR in electrical engineering? So Anjali, he would be required to first get skills assessment if he doesn't already have one, and find a job. So if he's a University of Adelaide graduate, he would have very high chances of finding a job because his degree is one of the most prestigious institutions within Adelaide and even within Australia, because it is one of the G8s. If he finds a job, then he can apply for 190, 491, and 189 visas in Australia. He would be required to get very, very high points. So ask him to start working on his English. High points would have him, will give him better chances of being invited. Okay, guys, if you guys are watching our live for the first time, no matter what channel you are watching us on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok, wherever you are, please subscribe to our channel if you're on YouTube, follow us if you're on Facebook, and follow us if you're on TikTok. My name is Mahinder and I'm a registered migration agent. I'm based in Adelaide, South Australia, in Australia. We serve clients throughout Australia and even overseas. If you have any migration related question, you can book appointment with me. You can do so by visiting our website. The website details you can see on our TikTok profiles. I can speak Hindi, I can speak Punjabi, and obviously English, but primarily the main language we use in our social media channels is English. So we are able to connect with the wider audience. However, whenever you call us, feel free to speak in Punjabi or Hindi, no problems at all. Okay, Raj Malhotra is saying, I got Canada direct PR invite from India, but I'm waiting for Australia invite as I'm more interested for Australia, waiting for 100 points for 401 marketing specialist. So Raj Malhotra, even if you if you have got invite from Canada, don't lose that opportunity. If you don't meet the deadline, say if you have to enter Canada by certain dates, do it so your Canada visa stays active. And you at 100 points for 491, you could be invited. You've got very, very high points, but it may not happen this financial year because marketing specialist is an occupation which is required, but not direly required again. And a lot of marketing specialists are also working in Australia. So they probably prefer more marketing specialists from Australia than overseas or offshore. So keep all the options open and hope for the best for next financial year. When we have slightly higher number of places, you may get invited for 491 from one or the other state. Okay, Ramandeep, you're currently doing a graduate diploma in ECT 2. If I move to SA, what are the chances? So Ramandeep, अगर जे graduate diploma ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ depend ਕਰਦਾ visa ਕਿੰਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ. Okay, ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ visa 1.5-2 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ visa ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ, finish ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ South Australia ਦਾ working in South Australia stream ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ eligible ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, but we don't know yet. Okay, so I need to know how long your current visa is valid for. So there are lots of questions that I need to you need to answer before I'm able to recommend you something. And this is why we have this consultation that gives you enough time for me to ask all those questions and address all the cross questions that you have, so you can make informed decision. I've got this question coming from I'm a nurse from Kenya. What can I do to move to work in Australia? So top 10s. If you are a nurse in Kenya, you would be required to first do a bit of homework, visit Australian Health Practitioners Registration Authority. Okay, so I'm going to show you that on screen here, because if you are overseas nurse, okay, if you are overseas nurse, if you're looking to come to Australia, we do need lots of nurses in Australia. So if you are an overseas nurse, the first point for you to start is this. Okay, the first step for you is to visit AHPRA's website and then search here registration for overseas nurses. Okay, so in this website you can search registration for overseas nurses. So there are certain requirements depending on the country of passport, depending upon your previous registration. On the basis of that, you would have different options. But in nutshell, you are required to get registered in Australia. And if you want to get registered in Australia, most of the people, if you're not located in New Zealand or USA or Canada or the US or the UK or Australia, if you hold qualification from any other country than these 5 English speaking nations, then you would be required to get that Australian registered nurse license through NCLEX. Okay, so that is just the pathway through NCLEX. Okay, so next question. Civil draftsperson, both skill assessed, working in childcare, skill level 3 for 491 Victoria. Childcare skill level 3 if you are in Victoria. Civil draftsperson, I'm not sure how much income you are claiming, okay, how strong your employment is, and that will decide on how many points you are. Because your skill assessment is fine. It's an entirely different field than your current job, and that could be a negative factor in your UI. However, if you have very high points, 80, 85 or higher points, you could get invited. All the best. MK's Kitchen, sir, according to you, doesn't matter about state, only matters what they have job in the same field. According to you, doesn't matter about state, only matters that we have job in the same field. Absolutely. Having job in the same field is always better than not having a job in your own field. Absolutely, yes. That's a primary criteria. Yes, for state visas, if you look at states, South Australia, they want you to be working in your nominated occupation. Victoria doesn't have the criteria, but they don't invite anyone or everyone. Most other states, Northern Territory, have working in your nominated occupation criteria. Tasmania has working in your nominated occupation criteria. Queensland also have working in their nominated occupation criteria. Western Australia also require you to have a job offer or work in your nominated occupation. Most of the states require you to be working in your nominated occupation. Okay. So Ramandeep, don't ask so many questions. I think you need a consultation so I can address all the questions in one meeting. Diploma and visa are going to finish in June 2025 and visa is 408. But how long is your visa valid for? Visa 408. That's okay. How long is your visa valid for? That is also a thing to consider. All right, guys, I have finished most of the questions on YouTube. Now I'm with you guys on TikTok. So Black Tiger is asking, I got 70 plus 5 for ECT, living in Victoria Regional. Should I go for 190 or 491? Can we move state as well? So can move to any state as well. So Black Tiger, moving to state, you're already in the best state as far as ECTs are concerned. Okay, moving the state in your case is not recommended. But what you can do, you can, if your visa is running out in next 3 or 4 months, it would be highly recommended to target 491 for now. Okay, that would be my game plan, because you are not sitting on high points. You are only sitting on 70 plus 5 for ECT for 190. So that means for 491, you would be sitting on 80 points, which are not high points. We have roughly 1,500 ECTs waiting in Victoria for invite. Few of them, they got invited, but not all of them. So weigh your options. If you are able to wait because your visa is valid for another, say, 6 or 7 or anything more than 6 months, you can wait for maybe 1 or 2 months, but it all depends. Sometimes you wait for 190 and you lose 491 options as well. So why not to secure 491 right now? Backlog for life science technician for 491, what is the best points? Look, Orbe, you ask these questions in every live show. I think I've answered your question multiple different times in the past as well. So nothing has changed since then, I believe. Anish, if I complete bachelor's, can I do master's in early childhood? If I complete bachelor's, can I do master's in early childhood? Yes, Anish, if you have 3 years of bachelor's degree, you can do graduate diploma in early childhood as well. You can also do master's in early childhood too. You can also do master's in early childhood even if you have completed a bachelor's degree in other occupation, but you're really required to prove your genuine intention to study and why you're studying. The universities would really dig deep in that why you want to study in that occupation, in that particular field. Gurbir Singh on, I think, YouTube is asking 80 points, welfare worker, salary 85K dollars per annum, Victoria, masters in social work, any chances? Look, your package is very good. 80 points are pretty good as well. But how many of welfare workers they can invite? That is a thing to be seen. डिपेंड करता गुरवीर अगर जे वीजा रन आउट हो रहा है रीजनल च मूव हो सकते हो थोड़ा बहुत बेहतर हो सकते हैं चांसेस ओके इफ योर वीजा इज रनिंग आउट civil engineering at 75 points in New South Wales without working in same field had applied before 1.5 year. No chances. Anish, you know your chances, right? Just asking this question, same question for me, doesn't make anything better. So I don't, if you're not working in your nominated occupation, if you are a civil engineer, I'm not sure you're saying civil engineer draft person. So if you're a civil engineer draft person, you have very, very limited chances, unfortunately. Okay, so Harry, hi, any update from New South Wales requirements? Harry, New South Wales criteria is not out yet. Dev Singh is asking to chef 2 years living in a city, have 90 points, salary less than 73K. What visa should I apply? So Dev, look, if you have good points in matrix, in Canberra matrix, you can wait there. If you don't get invited, then probably think about employer sponsored visa. If that is something is within your reach, or if you have employer who can assist you in sponsorship, it all depends upon your current visa situation, how long your current visa is valid for. Okay. Vikram Deol, 80 points in motor mechanic, working and living in regional Victoria. Any chance? Look, 80 points, Vikram. 80 points are reasonable for motor mechanic, working and living in regional Victoria. I hope next round would be slightly better and lower points for 491 in Victoria. Hope for the best. So, Moose is saying essay. Motor mechanic, 65 points, living there from 5 years and working from 22 months. Any chance for 491? Moose, look, you have a good experience, 22 months experience. If your visa is running out soon, at 65 points, it is going to be too tricky. The chances are limited at 65 points. But if you have employer happy to sponsor you, then explore employer sponsored visa options as well. Get ready, especially if your visa is running out in next 3-4 months. Soros is saying, I have completed masters in data science from Macquarie University. What to do next? So Soros, if you have completed masters in data science in Macquarie University, you have to find a job in IT. That's like super important. Do some accreditations or certifications. And there are a lot of things that you can do in IT to enhance your chances to find a job. You can also get the highest points possible in PTE. So you are sitting on top in terms of your points. And if you have finished your student visa or your student visa is about to run out, obviously you should go for 485 visa to have that extra time to complete all these requirements. I think, Swaroz, this is the best time for you to meet a registered migration agent so you can plan out your next 2 or 3 years, what you are required to do at what stage. Remember, guys, the best time to see a migration agent is the time when you have just finished your studies or about to finish your study in next 2 or 3 months. Why? Because at this time, you need to plan out your next 2 or 3 years. So you know exactly what to do and when. So you are able to implement those plans and get yourself best possible chance to secure one or the other visa. Minakshi is saying visa and study finish at the same time, June 2025. What state is better to move in Perth? Minakshi, please book consultation. We need to assess your English. We need to assess your previous job, your experience, your profile as a whole. Only then a holistic advice could be provided. Unfortunately, it is difficult for us to provide you like catered advice. The purpose of these live shows is just to give you generic information. So any information that you hear from us in the live shows or in any other social media videos and stuff, may not directly apply to the individual circumstances. So please book appointment if you want to discuss your case in detail. Jim Dupp is saying 80 architecture draftsperson, best on Australia, any chances? At 80 points, look, draftspersons are not competitive. We have over 6 or 7,000 EOIs as draftspersons. So it is very competitive occupation in that sense. Krishna is saying 408 subsequent visa, why they are not granting after Feb for offshore? Because they don't want a lot of people here, unfortunately. Okay, so if you have lost your visa application, it would be decided. Just hold on. Motor mechanic essay, 85 points for 190, living and working for 2.5 years experience full-time in essay, chances. Pretty good chances. 85 points are very reasonable for motor mechanics, but whether they give you 190 or 491 would depend upon different factors. How much salary you are getting, what is your level of English. Speed in English would have higher chances. If your salary is 65 or 70K and above, you would have higher chances for 190. So these are some of the factors that every state is considering at the moment. Sankar Gautam, can company delivery appliances sponsor delivery appliances? Sponsor for it too as a project administrator? Sankar, that's a very complex question. Okay, that's not a question for TikTok live show. Please go and see a migration agent if you want to discuss about employer sponsored visa. Chesta MDR RN NEC 190 80 points and 975 points. What are the chances? So I believe at 80 points RNs have pretty good chances. New South Wales is not open yet, so we will wait for them to open. But New South Wales has roughly 1,500 registered nurses waiting there. Higher the points, the better it is. If you have your current visa valid for another 6 or 12 months, one or the other thing would materialize for you. Keep working on your points. Sonam Dorji, any advice for options, Master of Data Science in Western Australia? Complete your degree, find a job, increase, get highest points possible. That's all we can do. Dhami, what about a community worker in SA at 75 points? If you're currently working in your nominated occupation, they may invite you for 190 or 491. It really depends on your salary, on your current work, your level of English and all that. Rafiq, I haven't applied my partner PR. It's already due. She has no visa. Can I apply for any visa now? Rafiq, I really don't know the full story. If you want to discuss a partner visa, please head to my website and book appointment. Make sure you and your partner, both of you, are available in the consultation so I can run you through the eligibility criteria and provide you advice going forward. Sanjay Dorji, Masters in Professional Accounting. What about that? So I need to... 190, 95 for computer network and ICT support engineer. Which state are you currently working in the occupation? If these two, if you say yes to this question, then at 95 points in IT, you would have good chances. Gary Firpo, my COE was cancelled and yet to lodge from you today. What happened, Gary? I'm not sure. Aren't you just calling me a bit early, Gary? I know you have just sent me a message. Kindly need to. How can I lodge your visa if you haven't sent me any documents and stuff? Okay, so Gary, you need to talk to me once I finish this call, once I finish this live. Guys, it is time for me to go. I have to sort out this person's visa soon. I'm gonna come back again on Monday. So about the same time, about 5:30 LA time. And generally Monday and Wednesday is just on TikTok. But on Friday, we do live as well as Facebook too. Okay, so thank you very much for staying with me until now. And if you guys have not followed that channel, So please do it now, and I'll see you guys in my next live show. Bye bye.